Welcome to Real Reddit Stories. Today we have 3 insane stories. Let me know in the comments which one shocked you the most. I found out 3 weeks ago that my husband of 12 years has been living a double life, and I discovered it in the most mundane way possible. He left his laptop open while running to grab takeout, and a notification popped up from someone named Wifey Jenny, with a heart emoji asking when Daddy would be home for little Marcus's birthday party. I thought it was spam. I genuinely laughed at first. Then I clicked it, and my entire world collapsed in approximately 45 seconds. There were years of messages. Photos of a woman and a little boy, who looks exactly like my husband. A house I've never seen. A life I knew nothing about. His business trips every other week for the past 6 years weren't business trips. He has a whole other wife in Ohio. They got married in a small ceremony that his family apparently attended. His mother knew. His sister knew. Everyone knew except me and our 2 daughters. When he came back with the Thai food, I was sitting at the kitchen table with printed screenshots spread out like evidence in a crime documentary. He dropped the bag and started crying immediately, which somehow made me angrier than the actual betrayal. He didn't even try to deny it. He just kept saying he loved us both and couldn't choose. Here's the part that haunts me at 3 in the morning. Jenny doesn't know about me either. I found her number and called her yesterday. She thought she was his only wife too. She was sobbing so hard she couldn't breathe. Her son is 4 years old and has never questioned why Daddy travels so much for work. We've decided to divorce him together. Jenny and I talk every day now, comparing lies, filling in gaps, building cases. Our lawyers are coordinating. He's going to lose everything, and I mean everything, because bigamy is actually a felony, and he forged documents to make his second marriage legal. My daughters keep asking when Daddy's coming home from his work trip. I haven't figured out how to tell them yet. The cruelest part is that I still love him, even though I know he was never really mine to love at all. Now for the next story. Alright, story number 2 is even crazier. For 3 years, my boss made my life a living nightmare. He took credit for my projects, screamed at me in meetings, and gave me performance reviews so bad I couldn't transfer departments. HR was useless because his uncle was on the board. I fantasized about quitting dramatically at least once a day, but I needed the health insurance for my daughter's medical treatments. Then I discovered his secret, completely by accident. I was debugging a network issue late one night and found a hidden folder on the shared drive with his name on it. Inside were invoices, client lists, and shipping manifests for a competing business he was running on company time using company equipment. He was literally stealing clients and redirecting them to his own side hustle. I didn't go to HR. I knew they'd bury it. Instead, I spent 3 months quietly documenting everything. I screenshot every transaction, logged every time he used his work computer for his side business, and tracked exactly how much money he'd siphoned. The total came to over $200,000 in stolen revenue. Then I sent an anonymous package to the CEO home address, not his office, where his uncle could intercept it. I included a flash drive with everything, printed evidence, and a typed letter explaining exactly where to look for verification. I mailed it from a different city during a weekend trip so it couldn't be traced back to me. The following Monday, security escorted him out at 9 in the morning. I watched from my cubicle, pretending to work while he carried his boxes past my desk. He was crying. His uncle resigned from the board 2 weeks later to avoid an investigation into how he'd protected his nephew for so long. I got promoted to his position 6 months later. The interview panel had no idea I was the anonymous whistleblower, and I'll never tell them. Sometimes he emails me from his personal account asking if I know who reported him, begging for information. I never respond. My daughter's medical bills are paid. My team actually respects me now. And every morning, I sit in his old office and smile at the view he thought would be his forever. Now for the next story. And our final story today. My sister got one of those Ancestry DNA kits for Christmas as a fun gift. By New Year's, our family was completely destroyed. The results showed she had a half-sibling match she didn't recognize. We figured it was some family secret from generations ago, maybe an unknown aunt or something. She reached out to the match, a guy named Derek, who was our exact age, and he agreed to compare family trees. That's when everything unraveled. Derek's father was listed as Paul Henderson. Paul Henderson has been my mother's best friend since high school. He's at every holiday dinner. He walked me down the aisle when I got married because my dad was too sick. He's in our family photos going back to my entire childhood. My sister called me hyperventilating. I told her it had to be a mistake. But I ordered my own kit secretly, and 3 weeks later, I got the same result. Paul Henderson is our biological father. Derek is our half-brother. Our dad, the man who raised us and coached our softball teams and cried at our graduations, isn't biologically related to us at all. I confronted my mother alone because my sister couldn't do it. She broke down immediately and admitted everything. She and Paul had been in love since high school, but he was too poor and my grandparents forbade them from dating. She married my dad for stability, but she and Paul never stopped their relationship. Both my sister and I were conceived during their affair. The worst part is that Paul knows. He's known since we were born. He chose to watch us grow up from the sidelines, pretending to be a family friend while knowing we were his daughters. My dad still has no idea. He's 72 with a heart condition, and my mother is begging us not to tell him because she thinks it would literally kill him. Derek wants a relationship with us. Paul wants to finally be acknowledged as our father. My sister refuses to speak to our mother. And I'm stuck in the middle, carrying a secret that feels like it's eating me alive from the inside. Every time I see my dad now, I feel like I'm betraying him just by knowing the truth.